What's going on, guys? Andrew Pillock Sports here, and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. I haven't been talking about baseball on my channel yet, so this is going to be pretty awesome. I want to talk about whether or not I think the Blue Jays will be buyers or sellers at the deadline, and why I think their window of opportunity to win a World Series is literally 1 year. Now, this year the Jays haven't had the greatest season. Going into the All-Star break, they had a 51-40 record. Not too shabby. While I'm making this video, they're still 2.5 games back of the Baltimore Orioles, and they're trying to catch up to the Boston Red Sox, but I don't think there's really a big gap in between those guys. I think it's just like a half a game. This has been a funny season for the Blue Jays. The beginning of the season, did you think Bautista was going to get a contract? Are we trading Michael Saunders? Is Edwin going to sign? Well, it's been nuts. The Jays didn't have a good start. The bullpen was supposed to be the strength. It didn't happen. The starting pitchers have been really good. Oh man, there's just so many things that have happened in the Jays season so far, but we're going to talk about the main point to this video, and that's whether or not they'll be buyers or sellers. Now, I'm pretty sure it's obvious to this point that they have to be buyers, because we don't really have a shot past this year at a World Series, in my opinion. First off, let's talk about why I think they're going to be buyers at the deadline. Let's just point out the obvious here. You got 3 guys that you might not be able to keep. Michael Saunders being one, Jose Bautista being another, Edwin Encarnacion being the other as well. If you ask me, we're going to be able to sign 1 or 2 of those guys, and there's a good possibility we might not be able to keep any of them. Jays fans can't get mad when I say this, that I think Michael Saunders is the most realistic option that's going to be staying with the Blue Jays next year. And I also think Bautista is going to walk and he'll be gone, but that video is going to be in the future. But again, back to the point. They need to be buyers. I've heard people talking about Jose Bautista, about trading him. You do not go into the playoffs or a playoff push without Jose Bautista, captain, clutch. Come on, the bat flip. People are talking about trading him for pieces going into the playoffs. You need a guy like Jose Bautista. Are you kidding me? The guy is so clutch. Are you joking? Reading some of those tweets, I really wonder if people actually watch sports, because no team goes, okay, you know what, we're going into the playoffs. It's getting interesting. We have this big power bat. You know, he's a 2-time home run king. You know, he's an all-star, but you know, we're looking for prospects for the future, but we're also going to try to win a World Series this year. You know what? That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Let's point out the obvious as well. What the Jays really need to be getting: a starting pitcher, preferably a front-of-the-line starter, which probably won't happen. A bullpen pitcher and a high-end one, and we'll get to that. And another person, like maybe a bat. But what's funny is I'm not really looking at a small bat, and I'll get to that. How about now? I think the Jays should actually go after Jay Bruce. And people might think I'm nuts for saying this, but think about it. Jay Bruce's price tag might not be a lot right now. He's got a hefty contract following him. He's got an option to play next year. I'm not sure if it's a player option, team option. I don't remember that part of his contract, but it's a lot of money, and he could be on the Jays next year as well. It could cost us 2 prospects, but you have to think of this. If we're going to lose out on maybe Jose Bautista walking, because I think that's going to happen, at least now you've got a power bat that's going to replace him. Maybe not as good as Bautista. You can re-sign Saunders in left and try to keep Edwin as well, which doesn't seem too bad. But the near future, you grab Bruce, who has, like 20 home runs of like over 60 RBIs. He doesn't have the best batting average, but, you know, we're not going for batting average all the time. We need to drive in runs when we need to. Especially in this batting order, he would fit right in. Bautista's had some injury trouble. You move him to the DH. You put Edwin on first. You put Bruce in right field. And you've got a wicked lineup. So Jay Bruce is my first option, and I'd like the Jays to go after him at the deadline, or hell, right now, next week, whenever you want to. Probably by the end of this video, somebody's going to get traded. Now, the next 2 options are fairly obvious. It's starting pitching and bullpen relief. Jays really need some bullpen help, as their bullpen has been all over the place. They've been getting new arms. They haven't been working. Some arms have been working. Some arms just aren't at all. getting a couple decent bullpen pieces would be really nice, like an Aroldis Chapman or an Andrew Miller, but I can't see the Yankees trading with us. But the Jays don't really have the best prospect pool to go out there and get a starting pitcher or a bullpen guy, which kind of scares me, which means we might have to go for the low risk kind of guys, low end to mid level prospects, which could benefit us, but it could also really backfire because it might not do anything for us. If I'm living in a perfect world, the Jays go after Hill or Sonny Gray, which obviously is probably not going to happen because it looks like the Red Sox are really gunning for him as well. And they just got Drew Pomeranz the other day, so it's not like they're slowing down. They're really gunning for it like the Jays were able to do last year because we had a lot of decent prospects and good prospects in our pool. So we were able to go out there after the top guys like Price and Tulowitzki, and it worked out for us to a degree. This is where the video gets a little interesting because I'm not going to go too in depth with names for starting pitchers and bullpen relief because I wanted to talk about just the nitty gritty of this video. I wanted to get really to the point. I don't think that the Jays have a shot at a World Series beyond this year if we don't do something. It kind of scares me saying it, and I could also be wrong, but at the same time, if you look at the roster, the names of guys that might not be returning, they just won't be the same next year and the year after. So if we're going to win, we should go for it now. And the thing is, people are saying, oh, we're going to, they're going to listen to the media. They're going to listen to Jon Heyman and Ken Rosenthal and everybody else. But they don't have to. Whatever they think is best for the Jays, they'll do. And our front office, the Jays front office, they might not think that any upgrades are needed. And I've heard that a couple times in an interview where it's like if they can't find something on the market that they like, we might stay put. That probably isn't the best option. And look, I'm no professional GM and I'm no god to baseball. I don't know as much as these guys in the front office. But one thing I do know is that we need to do something at the deadline, before the deadline. We need to go and win a World Series. There are teams in front of us like the Red Sox, the Orioles. Those guys are going to be doing stuff. The Yankees are going to be sellers, so we don't have to worry about them. But we got to worry about guys in the other leagues too. You got to worry about the Cleveland Indians. You got to worry about Texas. You got to worry about the San Francisco Giants. You got to worry about the Cubs. You got to worry about the Mets. The Nationals. All these teams are going to get better. They already are better. So how the hell are we going to beat these teams if we stay put? Are we going to be better than them next year? Are we just going to wait for 3 years down the line when we get a couple prospects? Like, no. It has to happen now. You need to go out there and get some people. If it means getting 25, 30 more bats just to hit 30 runs a game in, then do it. If you got to go get a star pitcher and get rid of all the rest of our good prospects we have left, then do it. I'm done with the farm system. I'm done with these prospects. I want a goddamn World Series. I want to go there and I want to see the Jays lifting up a trophy. I want to feel what it feels like to be a champion, even though I won't be on the field. I just say that I'm a part of the team because I am, because I'm wearing a hat, right? Does that make sense? Does it make sense that I'm part of the team or something like that? Regardless, I'm getting antsy. I'm getting crazy talking about this stuff. I just want the Jays. I want all of Toronto. I want Canada to feel what it feels like to win a championship. I want to feel that feeling. And I think the Jays got to go for it right now. And maybe I'm just an overexcited fan who likes seeing trades, which I kind of am. But if you really look at the situation, we really do need to do something. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I just wanted to make a quick video on the Jays, even though it probably wasn't quick. I don't even know how long this video took. There's going to be some cool videos coming up. I got a couple collabs possibly coming up. Just a lot of fun stuff coming. So thank you for watching. See you later.